Hello, thank you everyone for joining. I'm Guillermo. I'm a web developer here at PSPDFKit, and today I'm going to be presenting to you our PSPDFKit integration for SharePoint Online. With me are my colleagues Miguel and Balas, who are going to be taking over the chat and answering any questions that you might have. So please feel free to participate in the chat, start asking questions, and my colleagues will provide any answers that you might be looking for. I will be showing the features that we offer, so let's get right into it. Okay, so you should be able to see my screen now. Today, I'm going to be presenting our SharePoint online integration. For this, I have this demo site that we have created. And here you see a regular SharePoint online site. And this is the homepage for this site. And as you can see here, you see that we have embedded a PDF viewer powered by PSPDFKit for web standalone. This is a really powerful tool that allows us to embed documents into our SharePoint pages in an easy way, and enables a lot of features that I will be showing you today. This is implemented as a web part using the SharePoint framework, and this can be added to any SharePoint page, just like any other regular web part for SharePoint. In this case, I will start by exploring some of the tools available on the PSPDFKit for Web standalone SDK. In this case, I have this document. I can, for instance, select some text. So let's select a piece of text right here. And here I have some options to add annotations to this selected text. For instance, I can highlight, I can add a strike through, I can add an underline, a squiggle, or even add a redaction that we are going to see how it works shortly. In this case, I want to add a highlight, and I can customize this highlight. I can change the color, I can change even how it looks. So there are different blend modes that allows us to change how this interacts with the underlying content, as well as modifying the opacity of this highlight annotation. As well, we have some tools that allows us to draw into the document. In this case, I have this draw tool in which I can add any drawing, and as well, just like the case before, once I have selected this, I can change the colors, or I can change the width of the stroke, as well as we just saw before, the blend mode and the opacity of the drawing annotation. Another feature is our electronic signatures option, which allows us to add a visual signature into the document. We have different modes of operations. One of those is drawing, in which a user can use the cursor to start drawing into a document. Otherwise, I can select a custom image from the system, or otherwise I can type my name, select one of the available fonts, which are also customizable, and change also the color of the text that I'm adding. And when I accept my signature, it's get added into the page as well. We have options to add image annotations that work similarly like the signatures. I can select any image from the system. I can also create stamps. In this case, we have some existing stamp designs that are also customizable via the API. or I can, for instance, add a custom stamp. So, for instance, I can say review, and I can select different options to customize the stamps, and I can see here that it gets added into the document as well. As well, we have note annotations, in which I can select a position of a page and start adding some comments on top of that. So I type some content, then once I hover over the position of the note icon, I can see the note contents. I can also customize the icon. We have multiple options from which you can select from for this. There is also a free-form text annotation option in which I click on a spot of a page and I can start typing. In this case, the default color is black, but I can change it to another option like white so that it's easier to see, as well as adjusting the font family or the font size. As well as few alignments options for this annotation. There's also tools for adding lines, arrow, rectangles, ellipse, polygons, clouds, or polyline annotations. Let's try an ellipse, for instance. And as you can see, it works all of our annotation tools work in a pretty similar and predictable way. That allows our users to be familiarized very easily with our SDK. I can print the document. I can search inside the document. For instance, I can type a word and I can see all the results across the document for that word that I type. And as you can see here, all of the results that are matching my search are being highlighted across all the different pages of the document. Now, I want to show you the document editor tool. The document editor tool is a really powerful tool that allows you to modify aspects such as the position of the pages inside the document. So for instance, I can select some pages and I can move them around. Let's, for instance, bring this back here, but let's move this page to be the second one. Then I can duplicate pages as well. So as you can see here, I duplicated the first page, and now we have as a second page the copy of the first one. Obviously, I can also move this to the position I wish. We can delete some pages of the document. In this case, if I select these additional options, I see some additional tools. So that's I deleted a few pages. Then I can, for instance, rotate the page that I have selected like this. There's also the option to merge documents together. So if I click on import document and I select another document from my file system, it can be part also of this document. In this case, I'm happy with these changes. So I will go ahead and click save. And as you can see, the changes were applied into the document, and I see that the first page is rotated. I have this page that has moved the position from where it previously was into the second page, and then I see the first page again, but this is the copy that I made before, and in this case, this page is not rotated. I can, if I wish, export these changes by clicking this button, and then it's downloaded into the system, and I can open with any other PDF viewer if I wish. Or otherwise, I can click save, and this will be stored into the SharePoint Online document library. Then, if I refresh this page, I see that the same web part is loaded again, but in this case, with the changes that I applied into the underlying document, which is also stored as part of my SharePoint site. Let's go ahead and see how I can add one of these web parts into a SharePoint page. So let's create a page. Then I can select a template. In this case, I just use the blank template. So I will add a name to my page, in this case, brochure. And as you can see here, this is how web pages are constructed in SharePoint. I can add building blocks into the page. In this case, I have a text block here. And for instance, I can add a description of this page. And I can click on this button that says add a new web part in column 1. And here I have a different list of web parts that I can add into the page. In our case, we have the PSPDFKit web part as an option. So let me go ahead and add it to the page. The first thing that you see is that it's not rendering any document by default. I have to select a PDF document, and as it's describing here, I can click on the edit web part button, and on the sidebar, I have the options for the web part. In this case, it's a simple option to select a document. So let me click here, and let's look for a document. Oops, sorry, I closed the dialog. Let's do it one again. So I click on Site. I can go to Documents, and I can select one of the documents from my SharePoint document library. If I click Open, then automatically the web part that I added to this page will contain this option. In this case, if I'm happy with the page, I can click Publish. And the page has been published. And all of the same options are available as before. So in this case, if I want to remove this signature from the document, I can do it. And then I just need to click Save. And the save will be performed into the document. So that's how easy it is to integrate PSPDFKit into a SharePoint page. Let's go back to the home as previously. And another part of our SharePoint integration is our file handler. What the file handler allows you to do is to open any document that you have on your SharePoint site with a custom solution instead of the default one. So in our case, we added to this site a custom PSPDFKit PDF documents file handler. If I scroll down into this page, I have a list of documents here. Let's go ahead and click one of these and see what happens. It opens a new tab into the browser, and it loads an instance of our PSPDFKit for web viewer. This document is one of the documents, as you've just seen, one of the documents that we have stored on the SharePoint Online document library of my site. And let's go ahead and perform some changes using the web viewer into the document. So in this case, let me highlight a region of text. Let me adjust the color a little bit. And let's add a note annotation. Okay. Once I made all of the changes that I desired, I can click Save, and it's notifying me that it's saving my changes into the SharePoint site. And let's close the document and open it again. And as you can see, my changes are stored into the document. So instead of relying on default PDF viewer that SharePoint Online offers, we can use PSPDFKit and enable our users from our SharePoint tenant all of the power of adding annotations, adding signatures, editing the document, searching for the contents of the document, and much more um, via PSPDFKit for web. Let's compare it with the default viewer. As you can see here, I have two options. For instance, I can open on a PDF on the PDF handler, or I can open it in the browser. In this case, if I select the open in browser option, this is the default PDF viewer that comes with our standard SharePoint Online installation. In this case, we have very few options. We can't add annotations. We can modify the existing annotations. So we can't also use a feature such as the document editor that allows us to duplicate pages, to remove pages, and all of the features that we just saw. So we have much more control over the document via our custom file handler. Let me show you with another example, another cool feature of PSPDFKit. Let's open this document here. And now I will show you the redactions option. So imagine we have a document and we want to redact sensitive information from it in a way that we can distribute the same document, and there's no way for anyone, even using underlying raw binary inspection tools or even tech-savvy people, to undo the redaction and see the content underlying that we decided to redact. So I have this form here. I can select some text like this, and I can use this redaction tool. You will see here that this looks like a rectangle, a red rectangle in this case. And if I select this option here, I can have a few options to customize the appearance of the redaction. This redaction hasn't been applied yet, so this is a preview that allows me to see what's the underlying content that I will be redacting is. In this case, I can change the color of how it's going to look when I apply the redaction. And let's also select additional content, such as the address here. In this case, let's make this one black once the redaction is applied. And additionally, it's possible to apply reductions by dragging a rectangle around a certain region of a page, or even also by searching for a certain regular expression, for a certain predefined pattern that we offer, or for arbitrary text in the document. For this particular example, I will also redact the requested amount here. So I add a redaction annotation, and then I can simply click on apply reductions, and the document will be reloaded with the selected regions applied. In this case, you see that this reduction is yellow because previously to the reduction, I selected that option, but these two are black because I changed it to black afterwards. Please notice that right now, the underlying content is lost, So once you apply the reductions, that process is permanent. I can decide to simply download the document, but do not overwrite the underlying document with the reductions. Or in my case, if I want to permanently affect the underlying document from the SharePoint library, I can go ahead and click on save. And this document will be redacted for everyone, and that underlying content is permanently redacted altogether. So I am opening again, and as you can see, the reduction is already applied. Another interesting aspect of our SharePoint integration is that the same web part that we saw at the beginning that you can add to any SharePoint page is also available on Microsoft Teams. So if you have Microsoft Teams, you can add a custom tab. In that tab can render a PSPDFKit viewer. Let me click on this business contract tab here. And as you can see here, we are loading an instance of PSPDFKit for web, and it's rendering the document. And we have all the power of PSPDFKit also available into Microsoft Teams. And the file handler that we just saw that allows you to click on a document on your SharePoint document library, and instead of opening with a default viewer to open it with PSPDFKit, is also available on Microsoft OneDrive. So here I have my OneDrive, and if I click on a PDF document, this PDF document is opened using PSPDFKit for web. So it's not only SharePoint Online. These additional integrations also enable new interesting workflows for both Microsoft Teams and Microsoft OneDrive. Let me show you the PSPDFKit website, where you can find more information about our SharePoint integration. In this case, if I select this products tab on the top, and then I select SharePoint here, we present you with a description of all the power that PSPDFKit has. If you scroll down to the bottom and click on free trial, you can select how to integrate this in your environment. So in my case, I will select web integrations. Here you can select SharePoint, and here you can select your SharePoint deployment option, because we not only have PSPDFKit for SharePoint Online, we also offer PSPDFKit for SharePoint on premises. In this case, I will select Online, and I can select how to integrate the web part and the file handler. You can integrate both into the same site as I just showed you, or you can decide to integrate only one of these if you like. Once I click get started, I get step-by-step instructions that allows any developer to customize the editor as needed and deploy into your SharePoint environment and ship it for production. This is based on an example repository that we offer on GitHub, from which you can expand and use our programmatic JavaScript API to enable all kind of workflows. Because we not only offer a really powerful UI, we offer a really powerful API for developers to customize the editor as they need. As I mentioned, we also have guides for Microsoft Teams and Microsoft OneDrive, which once you have deployed your SharePoint 500 or your SharePoint web part, are also really, really easy to integrate. Okay, so Thank you very much for your attention. And we have also a support channel, in which case, in case you are trying our integration and you wish to get in contact with our developers and even try to sort out certain technical questions, please feel free to get in touch with us, and we are more than happy to help. And we can have a few questions if you like. We can answer some questions. Let me, I will check the chat to see. But yeah, in case there are no questions, please keep in mind that you can try this integration, and once you start exploring and you have any doubt, you can get in touch with us with via our support channels, and our team will be more than happy to reach out. From the PSPF, from my part and all of the PSPDFKit team, we are really more than happy to show our offerings. And thank you very much for your attention. That's it for this demo. Thank you very much.